Here we go. Steve Shagwell does it again.
Derp, 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 derp.
It says, WeatherCheck's new single, Innovate, Elevate, does neither. Oh my fucking god, I remember these queef turbines. WeatherCheck is back, y'all. For those of you lucky enough to not know, they previously sent us their album Volume 2, which I gave a resounding fail to. You expect anything else? And then we got them on video reading it for the first time. At this point, I figured I was done, because surely something this laughable would never last. Yeah, joke's on you. But hey, we're facing a global pandemic, and the guy appointed by the president to handle the response is one of those Bible thumpers who thinks diseases are how God punishes non-believers, and as such, I shit to laugh at this this is highly in demand. Existential dread is a motherfucker, isn't it? So WeatherCheck is determined not to let a good crisis go to waste. As such, they have dropped a new single called Innovate, Elevate. Yeah, it's our baby. Before I even pressed play on this bumblefuck of a clusterfuck, I was immediately grabbed by the sloppy amateur artwork and the fact that there were 2 slashes between Innovate and Elevate, because of course there are. I'm guessing the explanation is that the band is severely nearsighted. This theory of mine makes actual sense because not being able to see their instruments explains pretty much everything about this song. The opening riff sounds every bit as out of tune as it is awful. It is soon joined by a drum beat that is every bit as sloppy as it is slow, accompanied by vocals that are every bit as retarded as they are inbred. And we're like 10 seconds in, folks. The song carries on like this for way too long before switching it up, but that's easy since the entire song carries on for that way for way too long anyway.
Snopes said there were no vocals in 10 seconds.
That's true. You couldn't have hit vocals only 10 seconds in. Because our
Reverse roast.
Our intros are far too long for that. He does say, the song's got groove. I'll give it that. But of course...
You say yeah. So
of course, none of that matters when the groove is on par with an epileptic seizure. During an earthquake. It is also sped up. It also has a sped up punk kind of interlude, but not in a legit Dead Kennedys sort of way. More in a Vans Warped Tour sort of way. Now, I'm not saying that Warped Tour is some weak-ass Disney shit. I'm saying that if the Warped Tour were in prison with Harvey Weinstein, we know who the wife would be.
Oh,
God. In a similar vein, if WeatherCheck were in prison with literally anyone, we know who the altar boy would be. So, of course, any attempt to sound legit punk is going to fall flat on its face like a drunk ex falling on your friend's dicks. Actually, never mind. She was doing that before you broke up. Whew.
How do you fall onto a dick?
I know. In all actuality, this song is all over the place. A hodgepodge of parts stolen from the worst garage bands, funk bands, rock bands, and wannabe metal bands in the world, and tossed into a blender with a severed, sweaty donkey dick and a bunch of tequila. That part might be close. And the end result is awful, of course. At times, this song sounds like Rage Against the Machine's angry teenage sister. We're going to keep that, by the way. The one who had no talent but tried anyway. What was her name again? I don't know. I'll have to ask the football team. As the song nears the end, relief is on the horizon in the form of sweet, blessed, literal, any sound but this. But I hardly even noticed because this shit had already gone on forever. Yes, folks, this song sucks so goddamn bad that it opens up a hole in the space, 2 slashes, time continuum, causing
Thank you.
Causing the listener to feel trapped in what can only be the eternal vacuum of the void. It sucks so hard. But eventually the song stops and time returns. This, of course, only adds to the mindfuck, though, because obviously, like the president, this band isn't going anywhere as much as I wish they would.
Oh, no. Let's take a moment of silence.
This single sucks, but hey, so does WeatherCheck, so this is where I managed to find something about this song that made sense. This song is coming out on vinyl, but this is not your typical 7-inch colored vinyl. It's more of an endless spin double A-side, meaning the way side 1 ends is the way side 2 starts, and vice versa. Choose your own adventure. I guess that means they did something they thought was clever and creative, and it's up to the rest of us to figure out whatever the fuck that may have been. All right.
I feel warm and roasted.
I do feel roasted.
Let's go hop back in the void, huh?
Back to the void.
Back to the void.
One,
Two
one finger
slashes.
salute there, Steve-O. Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Throw it up there for him. All right, peace out.
Yo, man, sup?